What is good, everybody? It's your boy, the one and only King Tyson, y'all. And we're back here for another episode 50, y'all. 50. We made it to episode 50, y'all. Because, did it here, episode 50, y'all. Unbelievable. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Appreciate all the new subscribers again. I'm getting new subscribers every day, y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Appreciate y'all. And also, I'm getting new comments every day. Like I said, let's keep these comments going up. Let's keep them flowing every day, every hour. But anyway, like I said, every week and every episode, man. I love y'all. Let's do this together in 2025, y'all. It's a beautiful weekend. It's a beautiful weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully, everybody's out there having a good time with their family, cookouts, whatever. And hopefully, like I said on every episode, hopefully the week that you had was successful, stress-free, and productive, and everything went your way. Alright, so now we got all that out the way, y'all. It's the Raw Smack Talk, and guess what? It's time for Saturday night's main event edition. It's Saturday night's main event edition, y'all. And Saturday nights was crazy. Saturday night's main event was lit. Unbelievable. Some shit went down, man. Especially the shit went down during the match with Sami Zayn, CM Punk versus Braun Breaker and Seth freaking Rollins, y'all. How do y'all feel about that match? Put in the comments, what do y'all rate that match? Rate it from 1 out of 10. I gave that match an 8. That was a good 8 match right here. That was a good 8. But damn, that match was, I couldn't believe it. Could y'all believe that Bronson Reed has joined up with Braun Breaker and Seth freaking Rollins? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the hell? His big ass came and just tackled CM Punk through the fucking barricade. And that's how the match ended. Well, let's get into the match anyway. Sami Zayn and CM Punk versus Braun Breaker and Seth freaking Rollins. while we're on the subject. So yeah, like I was saying, Bronson Reed just came in and just took over. I mean, I won't say he took over, but he took CM Punk out of the fucking equation. He took his ass out, and then Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn was the only two left in the ring. And Sami Zayn, his momentum was amped up. He was about to get Braun. He was about to get Braun Breaker the goddamn Helluva Kick, but it wasn't only Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman grabbed his fucking leg and he stopped me, y'all. Paul Heyman grabbed his fucking leg. I was like, oh shit. He grabbed his fucking leg. And then, so yeah, y'all, Paul Heyman grabbed Sami Zayn's leg, y'all. I was like, oh shit, he grabbed his fucking leg. He about to fucking screw Sami Zayn, y'all. So look, a little bit of the highlights. So Seth Rollins ended up pedigreeing, Seth Rollins ended up pedigreeing CM Punk, but Sami Zayn ended up saving the match at that point. And then CM Punk jumps outside. Yeah, CM Punk jumps onto Seth Rollins outside the ring. Then Sami Zayn, sets up Braun Breaker for, like I said, he's setting up Braun Breaker for the finisher. Then Paul Heyman grabs his fucking leg. And like I was saying earlier, Bronson Reed comes out. He ended up fucking destroying CM Punk. He goes to the fucking barricade. And then Braun Breaker ended up spearing the shit out of Sami Zayn. And that was the fucking match. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Now we got Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Seth freaking Rollins, y'all. What is the name of this new faction right here? This shit is crazy. It's crazy that how Seth Rollins took out Bronson Reed, y'all. Remember Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed had a big ass rivalry, especially when Seth was the champion, especially when Seth was the fucking champion. So it's really ironic to me that Bronson Reed is joining Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. Yeah, I forgot, can't miss Paul Heyman. So yeah, after that spear, the match counted 3, and that was the match. And Paul Heyman had this crazy ass Kool-Aid smile on his goddamn face, like yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So at the end of the match, CM Punk tries to attack Paul Heyman, but Bronson Reed ended up taking out CM Punk with the motherfucking tsunami splash to his motherfucking ass. Say, damn, he took out CM Punk. So now what is next for CM Punk and Sami Zayn? They need a third person. The third person needs to be the one and only Roman Reigns. We need Roman Reigns back in the WWE ASAP, because they got now the numbers are adding up. Now they got it as 3 against 2. So we need to you gotta have Roman Reigns back on board, even though Roman Reigns and CM Punk was beefing, but they gotta get on board right now because this shit is about to go the fuck down. So like I said, now we got Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman, y'all. What is the name of this new faction? Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving to Chelsea Green versus Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega for the Women's IC Championship right here, y'all. And Zelina Vega retained the title, y'all. She retained her championship. Chelsea Green, that nose was all busted up by the end of the match, y'all. Chelsea Green nose was fucked up. Her nose was all bloodied up. I was like, damn, she really beat the shit out of her ass. So let's big ups to Zelina Vega, y'all, for retaining her championship. I was praying that she wasn't going to lose. I was like, God, please don't let Zelina lose this championship. So I hope Zelina keeps it for at least 100 days. Hopefully 100 days, because I believe Chelsea Green held it for, I think it was 61 days, y'all. So we'll see if she surpasses Chelsea Green's title reign. So put in the comments, y'all think Zelina Vega is going to surpass 61 days. Hopefully she does. So a little bit of the highlights of that match. At one point, Zelina Vega tried to do the 619, but that match, she botched that shit. She fucked up that move big time. I was like, whoa, she fucked that move up big time. So she tried to do the 619, and she got a little bit of it. So later on in the match, Piper Niven distracted Zelina. She took her foot off the rope. Zelina did her finisher to Chelsea Green from the top rope, y'all. And when she did her finisher move off the top rope, she pinned her ass, and that was the match. Like I said, Zelina Vega is still the women's IC championship. IC champion. She still has the championship. This is episode 50, y'all. This is episode 50. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to your boy right here on the Raw Smack Talk on YouTube, X, TikTok, and Facebook. Let's get it together, y'all. Let's do it. Alright. And a little announcement, we got Saturday night's main event is gonna be July 12th, y'all. The next Saturday night's main event is July 12th. They're bringing back, well, I think it's all women's. It's Evolution, excuse me. Evolution will be July 13th, and both of those days will be in Atlanta, Georgia. So make sure y'all tune in. Saturday night's main event and Evolution, July 13th. Well, July 12th and 13th, excuse me, in Atlanta, Georgia. Alright, it's going the fuck down. Alright, let's keep it pushing, y'all. We had John Cena versus R-Truth. So how y'all feel about that match? Put in the comments how y'all feel about John Cena versus R-Truth. What do y'all rate that? I give that match a good 8. I give it an 8. I ain't gonna give it a 10, but I give it an 8 or a 7.5. That was a good 8 because at the beginning of the match, y'all, if y'all noticed that R-Truth came out with John Cena's music. He came out with John Cena's music, with his shirt on, with the goddamn little towel and everything. I said, look at this motherfucker here. R-Truth is a funny motherfucker, man. R-Truth is the OG. R-Truth is the only one. I won't say he's been released. He hasn't been released. Well, he got released, but they brought him back. Because we gotta have R-Truth in the WWE. He's the oldest wrestler, I believe, right now. I believe R-Truth is like 54. He's older than John Cena. John Cena's 47. But anyway, R-Truth versus John Cena. This was a non-title match right here. And R-Truth said he was gonna beat some sense into John Cena. Did that happen? No, it didn't. No, it did not, because of John Cena was beating some sense into R-Truth, y'all. So a little bit of highlights of the match. Anyway, John Cena did win that match by the way. If you didn't see it, I'm pretty sure everybody seen it. But John Cena did win that match. Beat the shit out of R-Truth. But R-Truth did had some momentum in him. Because at one point, when John Cena was doing his shoulder attacks and then he did a 5-knuckle shuffle to R-Truth, R-Truth turned around and did the exact same thing to John Cena. And he also gave John Cena the fucking AA. Y'all, he gave him an attitude adjustment. But John Cena kicked up from that shit. He said, you're not gonna end me with my motherfucking finishing move. With my goddamn finishing move. So, in mid-match, John Cena ended up going outside the ring and grabbed his fucking championship though. He grabbed the title, and then he's about to hit R-Truth at one point, but he ended up stopping. They both looked at each other, and R-Truth was like, come on, man. I know you about to hit me with this goddamn title, though. I know you about to fuck me up with that. So, I guess John Cena rethought it. Well, he had a plan in his head the whole time. So he rethought he gave the title back to the ref. And then everybody was cheering. They was like, yeah, yeah. R-Truth was cheering. He shook John Cena's hand, but John Cena ended up kicking R-Truth in his fucking balls, y'all. And he gave R-Truth the AA. And that was the match right there. That was the match right there. He gave R-Truth the AA in the ref count of 3, and that was it. But after the match, John Cena ended up hitting R-Truth with the fucking championship anyway. He hit his ass with the title any motherfucking way. So and he ended up leaving the ring. He told the people to cut his music off and everything. Remember earlier he said he gets nothing. Nobody knew no new music, no new gear, no new nothing. Just John Cena, straight up. So John Cena, walked out. As we know, he's still the champion because the title wasn't on the line. Alright, so how y'all feeling, y'all? We keeping it moving. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to your boy, man. This is episode 50, Saturday Night's Main Event Edition. I almost said Saturday Night's Live. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. We had John Cena and Jey Uso backstage, y'all. And they were talking about the last time they saw each other, and that was at the fucking Royal Rumble, and that's when Jey Uso won. So, they were talking shit about that. But John Cena was saying that if Logan Paul becomes, beats Jey Uso becomes the champion, it would be like ruining wrestling. Like, John Cena was saying, he said he's going to try to ruin wrestling before he leaves. So, John Cena was like, a YouTuber being a motherfucking champion, that's not going to be a good look for Jey Uso, y'all. Not a good look at all. So John Cena said he would be watching Jey's match closely, y'all. He's gonna be watching that shit closely. So that was crazy. That shit was crazy. So we're gonna get into that later on what John Cena means by that. Alright. Let's get into the cage match with Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I just knew Drew McIntyre was gonna win that match, y'all. I just knew he was gonna win that match, but he didn't. He ended up losing like a motherfucker he is. He ended up losing like tight. Anyway, Damian Priest ended up winning the match. Drew McIntyre lost the match, man. Damian Priest went back to his old days when he was in the Judgment Day. Remember when Damian Priest had Edge, when Edge was the leader? They had that steel chair and they smashed people's heads with the steel chair while he was laying on the fucking mat. So that's exactly what happened to Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's head got smashed between a fucking chair. Damian Priest did that shit. And he walked out of the fucking cage, still standing tall. And Drew McIntyre almost needed to be put on the stretcher. Remember last week on Raw, he was saying that, not last week on Raw, last week on SmackDown, he was saying that somebody's gonna be walking out of the cage and somebody's gonna be on the stretcher. And that person that was on the stretcher was the one and only Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, you ate your own fucking words, dog. You end up eating your own fucking words. But you did, like I said, Drew McIntyre did do his thing. He fucked up Damian Priest. So, a little bit of highlights. Drew McIntyre did a super suplex to Damian Priest off the top of the fucking cage, y'all. So later on, Drew McIntyre did his the Claymore to Damian Priest, but Damian Priest ended up kicking out of that. Back and forth in the ring, Drew and Damian was doing each other's finishers on each other. Like Damian did the fucking Claymore, and Drew McIntyre gave Damian Priest the South to Heaven. They was going back and forth with that shit. He said, "You the eye for an eye, motherfucker." The eye for an eye. So like I said, at the end, Drew tried to do his finisher to Damian through a chair, but he missed. So Damian did his finisher move to Drew McIntyre, gave him the South to Heaven. And then Damian smashed Drew's head between the chairs, like I was saying earlier, y'all. And Damian Priest ended up walking out of the fucking ring, still standing. Damian Priest walked out of the cage 10 toes down. He walked out of the goddamn cage 10 toes down. So big ups y'all for winning that match. Alright. So let's keep it moving, y'all, to the main event. To Saturday night's main event. Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Jey Uso went through hell, y'all. Jey Uso went through hell in that match. I say he went through hell because of the one and only John Cena came out, y'all. John Cena came out and he tried to take away Jey Uso's championship, but Jey Uso came out on top and he still remains the champion. The reason why, because of the one and only. Let's talk about what happened. Let's go with it before I get into depth with the match. So let's talk about it. So Logan Paul took control of the match, y'all, even though he was punching Jey Uso, tossing him all over the fucking ring. And later on in the match, Jey Uso gave Logan Paul a powerful ass Samoan draw. You know, that Samoan draw, he, toss him in the air and he just dropped his ass on his fucking back. So Logan Paul tried to clothesline the shit out of Jey Uso, but Jey Uso super kicked Logan Paul in his goddamn face. Logan Paul tosses Jey into the motherfucking corner of the ropes, but then he drops him with a blow to the face. He dropped Jey Uso, he did his finishing move to Jey Uso, but Jey Uso ended up kicking out of that shit, y'all. Jey Uso kicked out of that motherfucking move. I said, thank God for that shit. I thought Jey Uso was gonna lose the championship right then and there. John Cena, all of a sudden, y'all, John Cena comes out, y'all. John Cena comes out and he he snatches the referee out of the fucking ring. Later on in the match, John Cena comes out and snatches the referee out of the ring when Jey Uso was about to win. So John Cena ended up attacking Jey Uso as he was, stumping Jey Uso out. The one and only, y'all, the one and only Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes out and he started beating the shit out of John Cena, y'all. And he does the one and only. He did the crossroads to John Cena. But after he did the crossroads to John Cena, Logan Paul was about to drop Cody Rhodes' ass. Logan Paul was about to drop his ass. But Jey Uso speared his ass. Then Jey Uso got on the top rope, did a Uso splash. The referee counted at 3. And that was the match. Jey Uso is still, y'all, the world heavyweight champion. I said, thank God he ain't gonna lose that shit. Woo, that was a close one because he almost lost it. So after the match, Cody Rhodes was like, hey, you got your partner and I got my partner. He said, so at Money in the Bank, it's gonna be Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena, y'all, and Logan Paul. That is gonna be a good match right there. It's gonna be basically champion versus champion for Raw and SmackDown. So we're gonna see what happens, y'all. So make sure y'all tune in for that match right there. So who y'all got winning that match for that Money in the Bank? So put in the comments, y'all, who y'all got winning? Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Woo! Now that was Saturday night's main event edition, y'all. Episode 50, y'all. Appreciate y'all for putting up with your boy. Like I say, every fucking episode, every week. Let's keep doing this together, alright? And I will see y'all on the next episode, episode 51. We moving on up, y'all. We almost there. We almost at episode 100. We'll be at episode 100 really soon. Sooner than we think. So let's do this together. This is the Raw Smack Talk. You with your boy, the one and only King Tyson. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me, King Tyson. And I'll see y'all on the next episode 51. And I'm out of here.